Salvador Dalí painted this portrait of his wife, Gala, in 1952, and here is what got me. He didn't just paint the portrait in one solid form, but he made her face out of floating spheres, those little bubbles that don't even touch each other. But when we look at her, we actually see her. We see her face. We see a person. I kept thinking about that, separate pieces that eventually become one picture. Perfect idea for creating a capsule wardrobe. So I've made one. It includes 12 pieces that create 21 outfits. And what drew me in was how see-through everything is. Where the spheres overlap, you can almost see the ones behind the ones in front. And then the color, warm skin tone, where the light hits the spheres, floating against this cool blue background. Nothing is touching, but everything feels arranged, held in place by something you can't see. There is movement even though everything is still. And I kept asking myself, how do I turn that into clothes? That lightness, transparency, layered colors, that feeling of things held together by something that you can't quite name. How do I translate that into outfits my client would actually wear? The first thing I thought when I looked at this painting was circles, hundreds of them. And I wanted the same feeling of round shapes showing up again and again through the wardrobe. So the polka dot blouse is the most obvious one. Each dot sits in the same kind of pattern as those painted spheres, but that wouldn't have been enough. The white dress has round buttons, a quieter version of the same idea. And then the sandals have pearls, so you get that round shape all the way down to your feet. In the painting where the spheres overlap, they are slightly see-through. You can sense the shapes behind the shapes. It creates this depth that honestly feels almost digital, except he painted it in 1952. I wanted the same feeling in fabric. This blouse is sheer, so you can sense what's underneath, that same layered look. And the gray color, we have a lot of it in some of the spheres, in the space between the spheres, so that the color came from there. And I was thinking that even the bow at the neckline adds a little softness, floating at the collar, the way the spheres float in the painting. Painting has this contrast between the warm parts of the spheres and the deep dark tones where things fall black. That's what makes it feel three-dimensional. Without those dark tones, the whole thing would look flat. And I wanted this same depth in my capsule. So I chose black with polka dots and also this navy cami in particular, because it also, besides the color, it also has real volume. The way the fabric wraps and drapes, it's not flat on the body. It has the same feeling of depth. This knit top is slim-fitted, is one-shouldered, and obviously that's not random. It's how Dali showed Gala, shoulders bare, her body coming through the spheres, sculptural. So the top does the same thing. If the warm tones are Gala's body, the cool blues are the space around her, the calm, clear background Dali painted. The kind of blue that makes you breathe a little slower. And I wanted that feeling as well in my capsule. And attention to detail, it's what I bring to all my clients' capsules, and I love that it always surprises them in a good way. We already discussed that in the painting, Dali's spheres look like they are floating, shifting, and the way they are arranged is so precise that the whole image feels alive. And I wanted the same thing in fabric, and pleating does exactly that. Folds that give you shape and movement at the same time. When you step back from the painting, you stop seeing the individual spheres. You just see Gala, one face, one person. And that's what this white dress does in this capsule. You just see one complete outfit. And the round buttons are still a nod to the spheres, but the dress itself, it's the portrait, it's the full picture. So here is what we are working with: 12 pieces, around 21 outfits that bring to life one story. I wasn't trying to copy a painting. I wanted to take the way a painting makes you curious, the way it uses color and texture and proportion, and turn that into pieces that work together as a capsule. I hope this gave you a new way to look at your style and wardrobe, that your favorite painting can become something you can actually wear. All it takes is really just looking at something beautiful and asking yourself, what is it about this that I can carry with me? If you enjoyed this video, please subscribe to my channel. I do this every month with a new artist, and I would love for you to be part of it. Now I'm curious to know what translation was the most interesting for you from this video. Was it the spheres that became polka dots, or maybe something else? Let me know in the comments. I would love to know. Next month we will look at a new artist, someone whose work taught me so much about color, the same way as Dali taught me about putting things together. I'll see you then.